Right, so we are back today and we've got these young ones up on the perch here on the landing board in this little section. Hopefully we can get them dialed in pretty quickly and start getting them out flying, which is pretty good. We do have another 4 that will join these guys shortly. I don't know how many's in there now. There's 6, so there'll be another 10 on top of the other birds we got. So I think we're getting some good numbers. We don't have the numbers that we had last year, but this year we've definitely got the quality. The quality's there. Last year we had a bit of a test of everything, and now this year we've sort of zeroed in, and also there's been a lot of quality birds that have sort of made their way into the loft this season, which is yeah, it's good to see. And I think over the next couple of seasons things will continue that way as well, as we sort of slim those numbers down a little bit. So we'll see how we go with that, because at this point I really haven't got rid of too many stock birds, and there is let's just say there's a lot of birds that will be coming into this loft shortly, probably a couple of weeks into the next year. So I don't know, we're going to have to slim down on a few of those breeding pairs, I tell you. So I'll probably tell you a little bit more about the birds that are coming a little bit later on the video, but we'll leave these guys to relax. It is really starting to dry out now. It's we had another warm day today, but we've got a bit of breeze, and you'll see all the paddocks are drying out, and time to break the thongs out so that you can just enjoy summer. I've just been in here and gave this a nice bit of a clean out as well. So you'll see we've got a pair here chasing around. They are from over in here. So what I've done is, I was going to put them down for another round, but I thought I'd just split them up now because I do want to race the hen. Anyways, the weather seems to be cooling off a bit. A lot of birds here. Hey, Speedy. Doing pretty well. Actually, I was pretty impressed with so the nestmates is Speedy Blue, and the nestmates over here, which is shaping out to be a tiger grizzle. You can see by the white colors that are starting to come through on the face there. You leave those chickens alone. Anyway, they flew so well yesterday. I was really surprised. All the other birds come back in. I actually went inside, cooked dinner, had dinner, and I was sitting at the windows doing some washing up, doing the dishes, and these two were still flying around. So this one and this one, so it was probably nearly 2 hours worth of flying, and I was pretty impressed because yesterday it was reasonably warm, and yeah, I don't often see pigeons flying for so long in that warm, hot air, but these guys were they were going, flying everywhere, roaming. They're not even that old either, so it's quite, I was really impressed with that, to be honest. So that pair can continue on for a little bit. This is the cockbird I was talking about. His father is the red checker cock, and the mother is Storm. So I've kind of I'm just using him for breeding at the moment, but he does loft fly. I'm not going to race him next season. I'm going to sit him aside and pair him up to something nice. But that's the hen that he's with. That's basically just a sister at 83. She raced last year. I think she went all the way out to quite a fair distance as well. So I brought her back over here just to start getting her in condition. This is one of her babies, actually. They're actually really nice, balls of muscle, but I might have to separate him, because what I'm thinking, instead of pairing up the red checker cock to Rosetta, I'm thinking maybe I could probably utilize him and pair him up to Rosetta. He's very much like his father, but he's just a little bit of sprinkle of Storm in him. So I am considering that one, and then I can leave the red checker and the blue bar pied hen together, because that should give us some more of, where are they? What's one of their babies? So this is one of their babies there. That one's quite nice as well. There's a few of them in here. I can never find them when I'm looking for them. So yeah, I'm just looking at a few options, just seeing what we can do, what we can breed with. We're pretty much done breeding anyway. We've got like 40 birds here. There's another 10 sort of in the nest cooking, and we'll probably get like 20 all up. So we're sitting probably close to that 60 mark, which is fine. That's reasonably close to the amount of birds we had last year. We're still going to sit a little bit less than that, but like I was saying before, the quality is definitely strides ahead of where we were last year. And I'm only focusing on 8 races next year, and we will be pretty strict on getting those prepared. Hey, come on. So the barless hen is in with these little babies at the moment. I split her up from shock last night. I was considering doing around there, but I think I just, slowing down a little bit on the breeding. Once you start counting the numbers, there's quite a lot of birds in here. So I may pair him up with a different hen, but we'll just see. I only unpaired them last night, and I don't really want to pull too many hens out of the race team, so we'll see how we go with that. My son is running around crazy, so you'll probably hear him in the background or whatever, but the weather has cooled down a little bit, so he's happy to get outside and chase the chickens in his nappy and gumboots. So means I might be able to get the birds out for a fly. So we'll see how we go with shock. If I can find a hen to pair him up with. There is a daughter there that could work pretty well, but we just got to try and get that little barless hen sort of a bit more separated from him. One day I'll have a loft with more sections that make life a little bit easier for us, but at this point we just got to juggle around as we can. And I'd say this hen is probably getting close to laying again. I thought she would have laid yesterday, but we're probably looking at more likely today. So that will probably be the last round anyway. I know a few of you people probably like to see her paired up with Leo, and I think that is probably a good idea. We'll probably look at that a little bit later. We may get one more round out after this if we split these two up, because at this point Big Titan is going to be one of the stock birds that I am going to let go. Here's a beautiful bird, just getting a little bit on. Hasn't really bred anything super for us at the moment. I haven't, obviously he's not already blending well with my hens, but he's still a really good bird. But I've got to chop some birds. I've just got so many birds, and I've got some more coming as well, which are going to be really good. So little Speedy blue Grizzle and the we'll call it Speedy black. The Speedy twins pretty much are out of this cockbird. This is the one from Willie Teal that he gave us, and then we've just paired her up with this year, him up with a different hen. So last year we had the Tiger Grizzles together and it didn't really do anything for us. We lost them all pretty quickly, but this year we're trying something different. So I've taken out the egg that's actually was in there from the best Kittle hen, so I just thought, I'll just pull that out and just roll with the two that's their eggs there, so we can get those. It was only temporary under there anyway, so we're going to roll with Speedy Grizzle round 2. So these will be pretty good. I wasn't expecting those two little Grizzles to be as good as they are. Not saying they're anything super, but it's just really good to see them. I'm sitting there washing the dishes up and they're still flying 2 hours later in 30-something, 31, 32 degrees. And most of the other birds are all sitting there panting and carrying on and trying to cool off their perches, and they're just going. So for 2 babies, I'm pretty happy. So that gives me confidence that we can keep pumping out this pair. Good boy, eh? I'm pretty sure he's got some Great Munich in there as well, so it'll be interesting to see, but we'll leave him alone. Got big Leo in here. He's just, I do have the Street Fighter hen in here, but she's not interested. He thinks he's paired up with her, but they're actually not, because he's, there's only a couple of pigeons in here now, and she's down here, and he'll sit up here and he'll sit in that nest bowl and he'll call out to her as much as he possibly can. And he's not happy. He's getting a bit jealous. And nothing happens. She's not interested or whatever, so he's definitely trying. She's a very difficult hen. I can't say I've ever had a hen that's as difficult as her, so he's definitely trying, and I think he's probably the right pigeon for the job. But unfortunately she's probably got eyes for someone else maybe. Don't know, we're gonna have to figure that one out. So I brought, just to show you guys, I just brought this cockbird over here. You don't want to jump in that box because Leo's not very nice. This cockbird looks pretty henny, but you know, the father, the red checker that we've got over there, he's very much similar. He's very henny looking. That's why Leo's a little bit confused here. Yeah, you're right, mate. That's actually a bloke, it's not a girl. So this is the final round of the Veinster crosses that we've got. I'm actually pretty happy how these ones have turned out. This one's really, really nice. This one's got a blue bar and looks like just this real vibrant check, which I do really like that check. That's a, you know, that's a really nice check. That coloration, the real super vibrant black with the blue. But we'll see how they go. It's gonna be really interesting. And then this one's definitely a blue bar as well. So this will be the last round with those ones. And then we'll probably try and pair them up. We're still, like, I haven't made the decision yet of if I want to pair them together with the red check cock. They still, at this point, is going to be the preference. There she is there. We might put them up in a box just so I can show you guys. So there's Rosetta, and there is the other little fella here that he's thinking about pairing them up with. I kind of prefer him over the father, to be honest, because he's got that storm mix in there. But we'll just wait and see. Very henny, but yeah, they've done pretty well. So all his brothers and sisters last year were pretty much clockbirds, or they were with the birds landing on the board. So yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking it's going to be a kind of a good mix, but yeah, we'll see how we go with that. We'll just let her finish her round of babies here, and then hopefully we'll be able to repair them pretty quickly and get one more round out. It's more of just one test round, so if it's a test round, we'll just see how we go, because we're nearly done, which is good. Alrighty, let's have a look in here with all these guys, because I've done a few little bits and pieces in here today, just sort of changing things a little bit. So at this point in time, we've only got one free box that we don't have pairs in. So that's why I was thinking if we do bring Rosetta over and that other cockbird, we could easily just slot them in there, no problem at all. And leave the red checker cock, which is here, to continue on with the little blue bar pied hen, just because both of them bred some really nice birds last year, and they for us this season just been, and we clocked both of their babies to different partners. So it although that hen she's potentially on the chopping block, because she only really produced one baby that performed well for us last year. So you know, that's why she's more on that chopping block than the others, where he produced a lot, heaps of them. And then obviously 83 was pretty much there 2 times in the race, and he raced twice anyway. And then 83's brother, which is 8007, he was there as well. So that's why I'm kind of, you know, those, some of his babies, and then some of these new ones we're testing as well. We'll see how we go. I've got a few rounds out of her. We've got one more in the nest now. It's whether or not we let it sit for one more. It's sort of, you know, I won't worry about it too much at the moment, but I will update you when I've made a little bit of a decision. And that little hen, I'm still waiting for her to lay some eggs. The little street pecker, old Pecky over here. I thought she would have went down sooner, but she can't be too far away because the cockbird doesn't leave her side at all. So I'm hoping that's a good sign. And this pair here is still cruising along as well. King is probably on the chopping blocks as well. I'm not saying that he is going, but you know, just talking through that process, because like I said, there's almost probably between 10 and 15 new birds coming, which are going to be there's going to be some from the breeder that bred Apache and Rosetta, but we've got some different lines coming as well. You know, they have performed really well, especially in the one loft races. Some of those birds have been exceptional, so it's worth bringing them in to see if we can race those ones locally and see how well we go with them. So that's I think I sent like 20 rings away just in case we needed them, but we're not going to need so many, which is good. So this is what I'm saying. We've got some really good birds coming very soon, sometime next month I'd say, and we need to make some decisions on which birds we want to keep and which we need to sort of let go. So I'm not really sure just yet which ones we're letting go, but I'm kind of just pinpointing a few that are not the best performers here. And there's a little mealy hen. I'm still debating whether I do race her, but she may just you know, hang around in the stock loft, but we can fly her because she's broken into the loft, because she loves flying. She's really good. I was thinking an option for us is potentially pairing her back to the father at some point if we need to produce some more like that. We've got that option because out of those Vandenboks we've got yeah, these red from the red checker cock are far better than obviously King's ones are all right. From last year, they, you know, we had one that was reasonably well, but the Muley hen, she's definitely got that streak in her, which is very consistent. So, you know, you've got to make these hard decisions. You can't keep every pigeon. And these guys are going on pretty well. Open up the box, starting to simple things down a bit. You see a lot of the little grit bowls and stuff are out. I've topped that one up, a fresh one down there. Now they're all moving around and they, you know, can stretch their wings. They don't really need their own little special pick pots. So those two, we've got a bit of free rein now, and hopefully they, you know, now we've got more room in this loft. The other ones are only tiny little boxes. These ones are bigger, so they can actually come up into here. And most of the time, the pairs are mating in the boxes, which is better. I think over in the other loft, a lot of the problems we had, especially probably from this as well, with like an infertile eggs, is that they were in the smaller sections and smaller boxes, so the mating wasn't as successful. And I notice a lot of the time, if they're on the ground mating, you know, another cockbird would come over and interrupt them. So bigger boxes definitely are definitely a positive. You can't be too far off laying again, can you? And everyone's just so much calmer over in this loft. It's just very peaceful. And what we've done as well today, I opened this up first thing this morning, and that Little Storm and that Kruger cock have been coming in and out, no problems at all. So what I've done is just taken off that front, cleaned it all out, take all the bowls, little pick bowls out of there and stuff like that, and they, you know, they've been fine, coming in and out, no problems, not going to anyone else's boxes, causing any trouble. So that's really good. So that's what I like to see, if I can get them locked into those boxes. It's normally only the cocks are the problem, and he's been in that box before, so we'll see how we go. But I'd like to get a few more pairs in here. There's a few of these ones should start hatching soon, probably, you know, not too far away from hatching, and they're all going into our race team. These are probably the last few that are starting to come through, and they're nothing's hatching yet, but not too far off it. Hey, Mr. Kruger, you're a good boy. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next video.